What's up, guys? This is Bobby with East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville, North Carolina. I'm standing in front of a line of trucks here and going to try to break down the differences between the different trim levels. There's a lot of options that are available in between the packages, but I'll cover the main points because you've got your Tradesman, you've got your Bighorn, you've got your Laramie, your Rebel, your Longhorn, and your Limited. And to people that are not familiar with Rams, it might be a little overwhelming kind of knowing what trim level is what here. So I've got them all kind of close in a line here, good assortment of packages. I'll start with where it kind of starts. This is an upgrade to a Tradesman, but this is the Warlock. From the outside, it looks like it'd be really trimmed up. But this one is a little bit more on the basic side as far as your interior features. Warlock's got a great look though. You get the off-road wheels, black tip exhaust when you get the straight six turbo, and you get the just more aggressive look with this Warlock package. But this is based off of a Tradesman. So Tradesmans do now come standard with LED headlamps and fog lamps. You get your keyless entry. This one has remote start, but with the Warlock or the Tradesman, you'll have your standard seat, so not a power seat in the Warlock, and then you have the bench seat as opposed to a console. So that's kind of indicative of what you'll see interior-wise on a Tradesman. The Tradesmans now do come very nicely equipped, so I mean, interior-wise, this one's dressed up a little bit compared to the most basic of Tradesmans, but this one's got the 8.4-inch touchscreen, which you'll see in the Bighorn in a little bit. You do have a crew cab or a quad cab option. The crew cab is what gives you the bigger four doors, and with the bigger four doors, you do get your in-the-floor storage and the back row here. So with your crew cab, you do get those in the floor storage bins, a 60-40 split bench, and your vents in the seat and in the console. So this is kind of where it starts, but like I say, very nicely equipped to be entry level. This one's got blind spot monitoring, forward collision warning with stop assist, and your lane keep. So all the safety features that you can come to expect on newer vehicles. Next up is the Bighorn. This is the standard Bighorn. I've got the Night Edition right next to it because they're such close cousins, but you do get an upgrade in technology when you go to the Night Edition. It's basically a Bighorn level 2, or with this one you'll have a Bighorn level 1. So with the Bighorn, it's the first trim level where you get your power seat option, and it's available with the console. So console's nice because you get a lot of storage, you know, inside this console across the board, whether it's a Bighorn, a Tradesman, a Laramie, or a Longhorn. The console has the same amount of space, just different amenities as far as how it's dressed up. And you get your power folding mirrors, adjustable foot pedals, and this one's got heated seat and heated steering wheel, as well as the remote start. So very nicely equipped. With the Bighorn, you do get a little drop down console for your back passengers. So same in the floor storage bins, and just a little bit nicer material inside as opposed to the more sort of hard plastic that you see in the Tradesman. You get the soft touch materials inside. This one's got a spray-in bed liner and bed utility group, so that's an extra package that you have to pay for, but it gives you that 110 volt plug right there in the bed. Now on the Night Edition, you get the black wheels, 20-inch black wheels. You get the black emblems. This one a little bit more dressed up look than the Warlock, because little differences such as the painted accents here as opposed to the sort of flat black, and then you have the painted bumper and grille. You get your fender flares on here, so this one's already got the steps on it as well, so it makes for convenience, and it also matches that black appearance group. Now, the Night Edition does come with a little bit more technology. You get your digital display here in your cluster, and this one having the Night Edition, you also get the 12-inch touchscreen. So that comes with nav built in, more screen real estate, and ultimately a little bit nicer console. You've got the wireless charge pad, and like I said, the Bighorns do come with the power seat and the rear sliding glass. Just little things that make it a little more comfortable. And of course, with the look on it, it is just a sportier, sharper looking truck. And this one's got the all-weather floor mats, which is always nice. But you got the inverters in the rear, so little things that make a big difference if you're using this more for pleasure than work. This one's dressed up a little more. And then kind of an in-between package is the Rebel. So the Rebel kind of looks like a Warlock, but you've got some differences as far as mechanical differences. The Rebel is going to have your Bilstein shocks and have the rear locker for your four-wheel drive capabilities, and it's got metal bumper on the front. So more for an off-road look, and you do get the more aggressive performance hood. This is a level 1 Rebel, so a little bit different dressing than you would find on the level 2, where you can get up to a 14.4 inch screen, and this one's got the split tailgate, which is just an option to get the multifunction tailgate. It doesn't necessarily come standard on the Rebel, but that is of course a nice feature to have no matter what trim level you go with. But in the Rebel level 1, you can get more of a two-tone, two-material interior. So this is like a mesh cloth interior part of the seat, and then you have a vinyl trim on the outside of the seat. The level 2 would give you a full leather seat with heated and cooled options, just like you would get in a Laramie, which I'll show you here in just a second. But the off-road capability, you can see you got your rear axle lock, and then you also have your sort of slow speed control. The off-road cruise is kind of how I describe that. And as far as off-road capability, a little bit more suited for it with those extra mechanical options. Plus with the Rebel, you do get the 392 rear end, so a little bit more pulling power and lower end for off-road capability, and just a little bit more get up and go if you care for that. And so this is the Rebel, and then next to it, this is a 26 model, but same sort of idea. These have all been 25s that we've looked at, but they haven't changed 25 to 26, just slight differences. You'll see the Hurricane symbol there instead of the SST straight 6 turbo. They're going with the Hurricane emblem now. But this is a Laramie, and the Laramie is very nicely equipped. Doesn't always necessarily come with the Ram box, but that is a extra option there. The Ram boxes are super nice, but you can see it's got the spray-in bed liner with that bed utility group, and the Ram boxes, of course, very useful. You do have a built-in inverter there. Again, it's an option on this Laramie. You don't have to get a Ram box if you get a Laramie, but it is available to order on the 26 models. So this one has the light frost with the bison brown interior. You can get this with a black interior as well. Light interior with a white exterior is a good color combination in my opinion. And then this is a Laramie level 1, still very nicely equipped. This is where you get power seats on both driver and passenger side. So you can end up having his and hers be as comfortable as you'd like. And the, of course, material inside's a full leather with this Alcantara accent suede on the outside. And you do have heated and cooled seats. This one, again, is the level 1, but it does have the level 2 package where you can get the 14.4 inch screen. But This is more of a luxury truck, in my opinion. So this is going to ride a little more comfortably with the straight 6 turbo. Comes standard with the 3.55 gear ratio, but you can get a 392 rear end in this. You can see the partition for your RAM box there. This one has a full type console for your back passengers, which is kind of nice. Back passengers can have some of the comforts, such as your heated seats in the rear. So you can see you've got the option there. And then this one also has the ability to slide the seat to be able to recline. You can pull that. It's a lot easier to show sitting in the seat. Hop in here and adjust that. And that allows you to recline the seat. So that's another option that comes with the Laramie. And of course then your Longhorn, which is up next. But really nice equipment on the Laramie. As far as luxury trucks goes, really about as all anybody ever needs. And you can go up one package in between to the level 2 and get some additional options on there, like the bigger screen and the 360 camera and the heads-up display. I mean, you can really deck out a Laramie and get it pretty close to what the cost of a Longhorn would be. So this is a Longhorn, and they have the limited Longhorn or the limited. The Longhorn's going to have more of your rustic Western styling inside, the saddle tan interior. The truck is super nice. All the amenities are like real wood grain, your filigree stitching in the seats. Comes with the upgraded stereo, and you know, just a really nice type of leather material. This Natura leather is super comfortable, and with this one you have the massage seat option. So not only do you have the heated and cooled seat options, you have massage, and you get the 14.4-inch touchscreen display, which when you pair that with the digital cluster here, you get the capability to see your nav on this screen. You can see this one also has the active drive assist, which is this is your tracker for your eye. And then just really nicely equipped. It's going to have standard air suspension. You typically are going to see it with a sunroof, but it doesn't always come with a sunroof. Harman Kardon stereo. You know, we didn't really talk about stereos much in the other packages, but if you get that 12-inch screen, you're going to have a Alpine stereo standard with the ability to go up to a Harman Kardon. And then in the back, even more options for your back passengers. You got heated and cooled seats for your back passengers, and again your full console. And then in the Longhorn in particular, you get these buckles, kind of gives you that Western feel, and just really nice amenities inside. Very comfortable. Air suspension helps with ride, but also load leveling. And then you know, you can add cameras on this particular one. You've got your options here to add a either 360 camera or a backup camera to your trailer and to wire it in. And ultimately, the equipment on this one, hard to go up higher, but they do have a higher trim level. You know, your 360 camera comes standard on the Longhorn, and you know, there's options on packages below. But then you have the tungsten, and unfortunately I don't have a tungsten here right now. They've been very popular. Every time we get one, they end up selling. But that's a basic rundown on all the trim levels. So I know that's a lot of information, and you know, 15-20 minutes, you know, but the thing is I'm here to help. If you're looking at a Ram truck, we've got a great selection here at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville. Whether you're looking for a Warlock with your Tradesman off-road type package, looking for a Bighorn, which is our most popular trim, you can get it in either a standard with a chrome package, or you can get it with the night edition with the blackout package. We can get you a Laramie, lots of different color options and levels there too, depending on what kind of equipment's important for you. And then we also have the Rebel, which is more for your off-road look and capability, in a level 1 or level 2 package. Personally, my favorite appearance group. But then you go into the Longhorn, where you have all the amenities with that Western styling. And you have the Limited, which I did a video earlier on one with the red ebony new interior color, but you can get that with the black interior if you don't like that brown Western styling. But ultimately, they make a truck for just about everybody. These have either the V6 in the earlier trim levels, a Bighorn or a Tradesman. And then you also have your straight 6 turbo standard and all these trims that are higher than the Bighorn. So your Laramie is going to come standard with that. And you have the ability to go into the high output when you go to a Longhorn or a Limited or that tungsten trim level. So there's quite a bit in terms of engine options and configurations, but ultimately whatever suits your need, the amount of power you need, and the towing capacities vary too, depending on what trim level and what gearing you have. So when it comes to shopping for a truck, I try to consider myself an expert here so that when people come in, they know to ask for me when they're looking for a truck that's going to meet their needs and their budget. But when you're in the market, come find me. Again, it's Bobby at East Carolina Crush Dodge Jeep in Greenville, North Carolina. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.